I guess we can get started now. It seems like we've got some new people in the chat, so welcome. We're glad to have you. Hopefully, everyone doesn't get themselves killed. That hasn't happened yet. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
How fine? How fine do you guys think you'll be?
Super fine.
Very super fine. The finest.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about who's the finest, it's got to be like Arsen, right?
Excuse me.
He got that sexy vest on.
And I have so many more berries.
Oh, I forgot about the vest.
Yeah.
This is going to be hard on y'all. For me to hate him so much. Like, damn it, that vest.
I hated him, but like, can you fill out that vest?
I respect the vest.
Respect.
The vest,
I still
not
like
him.
you. I still don't like you.
Respect the vest, but not the man.
I don't respect either. I think it looks kind of gaunty on him.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
Strong opinions.
Laura's gonna get on a plane and come for you.
Yeah.
If you can beat the COVID border patrol, like that's
impressive.
Don't even be started on that.
If anything could get Laura there, it would be the best. I mean, you could use that sentence in multiple situations, but...
Okay. So, before we get started today, I want to share some really exciting news with all of you guys. So, we have been in some talks with Level Up Dice, and they're going to be hosting our game moving forward, which is really cool. So, starting next week, you will be able to watch us on Level Up Dice's channel. And as part of our partnership with them, we'll also be doing an after show, which we're calling After Darkness. So after our game on every Wednesday, you can come join us on Level Up Dice's Twitch channel, and we will be chatting live about the game and ourselves and making dumb jokes. So if you like the intro and bits where we kind of just have no direction, you will be very happy to talk to us. We're also happy to announce that our longtime fan Gabby, who's in the chat today, will be hosting our conversations and helping keep us on track. So we're super excited to be working together. And so please check it out. It starts next week on Level Up Dice's Twitch channel, and we'll share all the information of that after the show. So that's all I have for today. It's going to be really fun.
Yay!
So with that, let's get to the formalities. Welcome back, folks. Welcome to the world of Azera. I am your Dungeon Master, Melissa, and with me is...
Me, I am Laura, and I am playing Verity / Ryan, the Asmara Rogue.
Hi, I am Luna. I am playing Brillia, our favorite tiefling warlock.
I'm sorry. I sneezed. I knew it was my turn, but I was mid-sneeze. Anyway, hi. Hi, I'm Bree, and I play Lenore, the Shadowkai cleric.
My name is Ian. I play Taabi, and he is a furry cat bard.
Hello, I am Hannah. I'm also new, as you may have noticed, and I am playing Fennir, the Feywanderer Ranger.
Everyone's like,
New information.
Fenrir's whole stuff has been kept a secret from the party, so it will be very fun.
Yeah. Like the fact that we have a ranger now is kind of game changing, I think.
Yeah.
That's
We have like a real party, guys.
I mean, if you decide to keep her around anyway.
So, last week on Darkness and Dragons, the adventurers split the party again. Brillia, Arsen, and Lenore chased down an emotional Verity, while Taabi, Koss, and Ariana prepared to investigate the Hillgaurd family. Verity stumbled across some very creepy death hags on her rage walk and was almost tricked into making a deadly decision. Back at the bar, Ariana and Taabi played good cop, furry cop and managed to uncover the family's connection to a corpse-snatching resurrection cult. Lenore, Arsen, and Brillia caught up with Verity and dispelled the hag's trickery with a well-placed zone of truth. After a quick boink across the head, the adventurers managed to drag the unconscious hag back to the bar to compare their findings and use locate object to find the missing Hillgaurd sibling, as well as the stony reanimation of Lord Hillgaard's corpse. The party was confronted by a moral dilemma when they discovered that the corpse snatcher's intentions were not as sinister as they had originally assumed. He's a good boy. He's making babies.
I truly feel
He's
bad
not
for
a
him,
bad
man.
boy.
He's making babies out of adult people.
dead adult people.
They don't need to
dead.
go through physical puberty anymore. They get spared.
It's extreme recycling. How can we be mad at that?
No, I just want to make sure the bodies are coming from an ethically sourced place.
That's the problem.
Yes,
Tabby the
That's the
vegan.
problem.
He needs to care. He needs to care about where it comes from. And up until this point, it really seems like he hasn't.
Mhm.
Like, more bodies, less questions.
Honestly, he should find bodies himself at this point. Like,
I mean,
I don't know. Actually, are dwarven like graveyards a thing, or is they just like put into the wall like with an old earth spell or something?
yeah, at least here they tend to put them in like solid coffins, like sarcophagus style.
Right.
But it probably
Right.
depends on where you are. You know, if you had
That's
to.
fair. Yeah.
Back
That
to the
makes sense.
earth is an important part. You know.
Yeah. Which technically his dad did go.
Mhm.
Exactly. Went straight
Like-
back in there.
This is
More
a living
literally
top.
than they probably would have thought.
So yeah, you are walking with Nadru, who is the son who raised his father's corpse as a Urdinir, which is a dwarven creature that eats gemstones, and is now gone. So you told that the other siblings that you would find their father's corpse and bring it back, and instead you're bringing back the brother who they kicked out.
Did we say that we would bring the corpse back, or did we just say we would find out who took it?
I think
Tabby.
I said we'd get to the bottom of it,
Yeah, we definitely did that.
but now
just-
it's
Yeah.
even further.
You found it;
Really-
it just walked away.
Yeah,
let's
we
be
know-
specific. Yeah,
We know who
found
took it.
We know where it
Plus-
went.
This was a self-appointed mission. Like, no one was paying us for this.
Yeah.
It's
They
true.
got me
You guys,
mad.
you guys just decided to get involved in all this family drama, which you did not need to do. You could have just been like, forget this.
I wanted to respect the people I honestly fully respect. Like they helped me when I was younger. I'm gonna help them now a little bit. A
Mm-hmm.
little tiny bit.
Kos feels bad because Kos killed, the dad first, thanks to cursings. So, Kos is also like, we should help, guys. All right. So you're walking up through the cave systems. It's becoming less kind of mildewy and wet as you get further away from the little cave systems where Nadru was doing his rituals, and you're heading back into the upper caverns where all the other dwarves and the other siblings are. Anybody want to figure out what you're going to do about that?
I just
Brasa told you guys to get out.
I think honestly, before we get into civilization, Nadru, you shouldn't be really seen. So
Is it berry time?
it's either berry time or just disappearing bop, because I can just turn you invisible. That's a lot easier, I think.
Sure, if you think that's best.
All right.
He doesn't move away as you...
Ha! And he's now invisible.
Is somebody going to hold his hand or something to make sure that he's actually still traveling with you?
I
Or you
have
just
my tail out. I have my tail out.
gentle tail on the back of the
Yeah, so it's in grabbing distance where it's gonna look like it's naturally moving, kind of, but I can only
Imagine
do so
Brillia
much.
goes through the same thing and then our tails accidentally bump and it's like, wait, never mind. Retreat.
Tails are just like, stop, no, me.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way up through the cave systems, and you've got Nadru invisible. The other issue is that Kierda was found, I guess, guilty of helping her brother, which means she's going to get kicked out today too. So all around, it's a great day.
I mean, now they have enough people to start a new town, right? It's 5 people. Got to start somewhere.
I mean, is she taking her kids with her and her partners, or?
Those kids probably would have to go somewhere, but I don't want them to be in orphan type situations. That's never really the conversion rate on orphanages is just not good.
Talking about this as we're walking down the street.
I mean, you're still in the outskirts. There's nobody really paying attention yet.
Think of the children.
Won't somebody think of the children?
Well, someone should go and find Brasa or I can go find Brasa if you'd like, and tell him we have discovered what happened and all that. And
Does he
Go
want to
from
see
there.
us? Does
I mean,
he's not into us, right?
He told you to get the hell out. His sister guards the door, so I mean, he knows you're still here.
Very
Yes.
fair.
Should we try and like meet in the middle? We know the younger sister, like the twin, is going to be down to see her brother, but should we try and like reason with the middle sibling?
She
I would
seemed
like
like she could be reasoned with.
Yeah, she seemed like she didn't like just to hate
She
everyone.
knew. And she knew.
You could definitely go speak to Delora. She guards the gates, so it'd be pretty straightforward to find her.
Yes.
All right. You make your way through the downtown where the body was taken. People are milling around doing their regular business. And you see Delora in the distance is arguing with somebody on the other side of the door.
Hey, you need to let me in. I am on important business you don't understand. I know they're in there, and I carry very important information, and I cannot leave until my duty is done.
Look, I told you before, we can't let you inside, and you can give me your message. I'll be happy to pass it along, but we don't know you. You aren't coming here with anybody. We're not going to let you inside our city.
You mean you've never heard of the GMD? Come on, it's only the no matter the distance postal service. We go everywhere and anywhere. Does this not mean anything to you? I can't let anybody touch these letters unless they're the recipients, and you are not the recipient. I know that. I can track anybody down. You're not them, but they're definitely in there.
How do you know that whoever you're looking for is even inside?
I walk up behind at this point.
Oh, trust me. I know. I know. Because I've been doing this business for over 50 years. I can track anybody.
I see. Well, and she kind of looks at Taabi, because clearly she's been trying to cover for you, and you've just kind of outed it. That you're here.
You're traveling with the party, are you not?
That's a general thing. A lot of people do that.
You don't have to tell her anything.
No, he's traveling with several people. One of them being called, some might know her maybe by Ryan.
I don't know
maybe
who that
another
is.
princessly name, perhaps.
No idea who that is.
Maybe it's friends with another short little one. I think right now a big poofy dress. And shoes that leave quite the marks. So those are very easy to track. I happen to have a very important letter that I must deliver to them. Will you please tell her that I need to deliver these letters to them?
I look over at the lore, and I'm like, I don't know who Ryan is, so I don't know what's going on here. But we have important things to talk to you about, Delora. Probably better off privately. I turn to the rest of the party and be like, I don't know what's going on. Who's Ryan?
I'm Ryan.
Right there. Yes, you. Yes, you're the one I'm looking for. See, she even raised her hand. Told you I could track anybody.
Did you raise your hand?
Yes, that is a name I use.
This is news.
Nickname of sorts.
Right.
I've never heard this. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we're
news.
learning a lot today, Taabi, aren't we?
I'm amazed by this. You've been planning
Well, someone who's
forever,
standing at this gate is not learning enough to let me through.
Fine. But you're to stay in the main areas. We're not having
That's
more
fine
of you
as long as I can deliver my letter. I'm
wandering
fine.
around in here. God, we let 4 people in, and all of a sudden, she
Hey,
mumbles a
who
bit.
says I'm poor?
Delora goes
No,
to sit down elsewhere.
She walks up to said deliverer. Now, excuse my rudeness. My name is Fennir. I am from the GMD, or the no matter the distance postal service. I come bearing a letter for you. Careful, it's a little sticky.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna tip her.
Oh, no, you're fine. Don't worry about that. The senator usually takes care of that, so you're good to go.
Right. Is it?
There was no from or return address, but they assured me that the seal was going to explain enough for the receiver. like I said, careful, it's a little sticky.
It is indeed sealed with dried chunky jam.
It's Elly! I'm gonna rip it open.
Careful. It's
Well-
covered in jam now, and now you're covered in jam.
That's okay.
This smells familiar.
I've been covered in jam for so long. Right.
All right, so you got a letter from Elly, who ran off on her own a few weeks ago now. What did she say?
Elly says, safely to Caraquette, but can't get into the castle without being seen. Lots of protesting in the streets about Atlas and us. Andrea's talking shit about him, and there's talk about marching here again. It's fucked up. Don't think anyone knows about Arsen yet. Staying with Leanne's friend, Elena, near that garden we burned. She's teaching me to be a proper lady so I can sneak in. I hate it. I miss it and love you all. Please stay safe, Elly.
So she's safe.
Now,
Arsen grabs the letter from you and starts looking it over for a second. And as he does, Fennir, you definitely recognize this person who has hired you in the past, although at the time they were using the name The Falcon.
Excuse me, sir. I feel like I know you. You wouldn't happen to be the Falcon now, would you?
I'm sorry, the Falcon?
Oh, yes. He's very widely known. I have delivered many a package to this dear the Falcon.
That's a much cooler name than what he goes by now. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Wait,
it
that's
doesn't
not
really
exactly-
match up, does it?
I mean,
The
I wasn't
Falcon.
expecting you to choose that.
Immediately makes his his whole look a little bit better to me.
I mean, I don't judge people by their addressees. I just deliver the mail.
Look, I was trying to send secret messages to the rebellion. Okay, I needed a cover story, and it just happened. Okay, it's not like I picked it. It's not like I thought about it a lot. Does anyone want to roll an insight?
you did.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
I already know this.
It's that's a 16 for Lenore.
He absolutely
15 for
thought.
Brillia.
He definitely thought about this. You both know, like for some time. Like this is definitely like if he was gonna rebel against his family and like work with rebels, he did not do this lightly.
No, I mean, Arsen, I like it. Yeah, the Falcon. I think it's gonna stick.
I think he needs a cool mask so he can start wrestling. Like maybe one with a beak or something.
I was just about to say he's missing a beak to really be called the Falcon, but that's just my
Exactly.
personal opinion.
Exactly. Humans, bird name. I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna call him Falcon from now on.
Oh, please don't.
Why not?
It'd be
Please
better than
do.
calling you your real name right now when the territory
you
we're in.
Are you saying that you falsely put information on a letter, sir? In which case, I may have to talk to higher ups about this situation.
I mean, you have to know that I was in the castle.
Okay, then I have a question for you. The Falcon. Is the Falcon really your name? Yes or no? Because depending on your answer, I may have to talk to management.
No, obviously it's not.
You were in the castle.
I don't know, Falcon. You should own it.
Sir, you're in for a world of trouble.
It's a nickname. Like I go by Ryan sometimes. It's a less commonly used nickname, but he does sometimes go by that, depending on the friendship circle that he's with.
Wait, so your name's not Brian?
It is one of my names.
Why is everybody choosing 5 million different names? Do you know how hard it is to track people down when you have more than one name? It's not an easy task. Good thing I'm the best at my job.
And you made it all the way here and delivered that letter in record time. Right. So I don't think there's a need to talk to your management. You delivered the letter. You sure you don't want a tip? Because or we have rubies.
Verity, stop. Verity, no. Verity, no.
Not my love rubies. They're property of the Falcon.
I'm sorry, but I cannot be bribed. I'm just here to do my job, my lady. Not take rubies. Although they are very shiny.
As you hear the name Verity, it makes you think about this news clipping that you came across.
Verity. You know, that reminds me of something. You might be interested in this article that happens to have your name on it.
I'm sorry,
It's got some very, very interesting information. Kind of like a tabloid, if you ask me. Pretty entertaining.
What? Okay, I will read it.
Yeah, up to you. You can read the whole thing, or you can just give the highlights.
Right. Okay. Let's just read the whole thing then. Oh shit, it's a bit long. Right. I'll try and just skim through it. I guess it's like a what do you call, like a scandal pamphlet. Like,
So, I mean, it makes it better if you say hear ye before you read it.
what would you do me the honor?
Hear ye.
Wow, well done.
There are other people like gathering after that.
We're trying to sneak someone in, right? Like we're trying to sneak somebody into this.
Fucking good at this.
Look at all our secrets. Here, our scandals.
I like the line. Hear our loud secrets.
Yes. Listen loudly to our quiet secrets.
It's too late.
It's
too late.
Is there still a grip on my tail, by the way?
Yes, it looks like it kind of pulled away for a second when Delora moved away, but you've managed to kind of keep close.
I'm gonna go over to
sorry,
Delora.
Okay.
Like back up slowly, kind of like I don't. Yeah, it's news. Yeah, and I go over to her.
Okay.
Do I notice that there's an invisible individual among? Do I notice or sense another?
That's a good
Sense of
question.
being?
Is there something about you that would help you be aware of that?
That's a good question.
Your
Besides
tracker,
my-
there's an extra
I
thing
was
of
gonna say,
footprints.
besides my tracking abilities,
Mm-hmm.
which is
I
why
like
I'm
that.
curious.
I like
I
that.
want to know if I notice an invisible handprint on some fluffy tail.
Okay. Yeah, perception or nature.
All right.
Yeah, the tail is moving kind of strange, so who knows?
Ooh, let's hope my perception's good. Oh, good. That's a 16.
Cool. Yeah, something's definitely grabbing on that tail.
I do like this sliding motion of shh over to Tabby, and I whisper in his ear, do you know that there's somebody that's maybe not seen hanging onto your tail? I just thought I'd let you know.
The hair kind of stands up like quickly on my neck, and I go, no, nothing.
Immediately the hand lets go and the tail is properly looking again.
And then I start just like making my tail act kind of weird, like it
Erratic.
like it normally does that. And then I rest it back to my side on the other side of Fennir, and so he can grab on without it being seen, hopefully.
Never mind. I won't pry into personal business.
I nod and wink back and keep walking towards.
Is it a sexual thing?
No. Tabby has heart for one.
Aww.
Aww,
Himself.
Tabs.
Tabby loves himself. Haha. But yeah, he's gonna keep going. Hopefully the hand is on the tail.
All right. You guys start sliding over there. But let's get the message here. What's going on back at the capital?
All right, I'm going to try and keep my voice down so only kind of us. Even if people are looking, hopefully they won't overhear this. Because the title is Caraquette Lies. Oh, this is not good. Right, peace talks break down following more royal lies and deception. Promising peace talks led valiantly by Queen Andrea between Caraquette and Daenerys have broken down following the traitorous announcement of Emperor Atlas of the engagement of his younger brother, Prince Arsen, to the knowingly deceased Princess Verity. Earlier this month, the Queen had announced her engagement to the younger prince following a successful royal visit, where sources inside the palace say the couple dined privately and was seen to be very close.
Arsen is like, it wasn't my fault. She made me. She threatened me. That's not...
Well, the visit itself caused its own scandal for the Queen after the young prince was spotted touching her wings. The peace between the two countries quickly overrode the indiscretion in the public's eye. However, this latest stunt on behalf of the Caraquette royals has Daenerys reeling. In a desperate and callous bid to escape their promises, Emperor Atlas claimed an engagement between the younger brother and the Crown Princess Verity, who sadly passed away earlier this year. Her wings displayed in the palace gardens, joining those of her mother, brother, and father. While the public is unsurprised at the heartlessness of using the dead princess as a lie to break their bargains, rumours of more sinister machinations are swirling. With the war between Daenerys and Caraquette already felling both King Rowan and Queen Grace, one has to wonder if Caraquette played a part in the death of Crown Prince Farrell and perhaps Princess Verity as well. It's clear Daenerys has no idea what monstrous means Caraquette will use to get what they want, and it would appear the new emperor will certainly be following in his mother's footsteps.
So yeah, the highlights and things that many of you put together, perhaps for the first time since you get the reactions of Arsen and Verity here, is that basically it's a slam article about how our Atlas is corrupt and basically lying to try to start a war because he won't bang Andrea. But for those of you who weren't already aware, Crown Prince Arsen of Caraquette and Princess Verity of Lunaris.
Have a talk.
I'm not with an earshot of this yet, as this is starting to be read, am I?
I feel like you're probably inching away with, like, you have cat ears. You know what I mean?
I didn't realize I was in the presence of royalty.
The minute I hear anything regarding Arsen being a crown prince, I pull the tail close to me and I put my hand on to where Nadru's hand is, and it let go, and I just run over and slash at his fucking face.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Tabby, I don't think that...
Do it. Cut Arsen its pretty
it's gonna
face.
fucking hit.
Oh my god!
A very strong 19
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, he's not expecting it.
And that's fucking 5 old damage to him. No, I'm sorry, 6 damage to him. And I say, "You're right. This is not the time to have this conversation, but I am going..." And I storm away immediately.
Did you, slash him?
Yeah, like claws.
Okay,
over
so
the face.
6 damage for claws is pretty fucking intense in the face.
So Tabby seems upset. Did we not mention to him that you were both royalty?
No.
I was briefly told, but wasn't aware that how important that information was going to be, considering the political climate. So I also need to just think for a moment. Kos, how are you holding up?
Kos just looks like partly confused, but also angry. Like, also, like, man, if Tabby hadn't done it, maybe I would have. But now I feel like I can't do it, because then I'll just be duplicating what Tabby did.
We're going to have a conversation later. Although, right now, is probably not the time.
Arsen looks over at Lenore like, are you going to help? And is not sure.
Shall we try and get in the gates?
No.
Yes.
Please, he's bleeding.
It's fine. Let's
Ooh,
just...
I think I broke concentration by attacking.
Oh.
You did. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Chaos descends all at once as Nadru becomes visible, as a fight breaks out right by the doors.
I'm going to start a fire.
How quickly?
I'm going to start a fire. I'm going to light something on fire. Something, I don't know, whatever's flammable, closest flammable down the road. I'm going to start a giant fire.
The closest flammable thing is, like, all the letters.
It's arson.
No,
How
I'm talking about a big fire. I'm talking like a fire that's bigger than our fucking hot mess. A big fucking fire.
How quickly do I notice him become visible?
Yeah, like how quick do we have this?
Let's everybody roll a perception, and we'll see how quickly you figure it out.
Because I'm walking back that way anyways. And I have one more spell slot
19.
from last time we played.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I also have invisibility, but I also rolled. What are we doing? Perception?
Yeah,
I also rolled a 7.
cool.
I'm just real into watching Arsen get his face cut up.
Yeah, you are.
23, man.
Cool. Fennir and Brillia, you were both immediately aware of this happening.
I had a feeling I knew it, but I wasn't.
Nathan
I would
doesn't
like.
seem totally aware that he's visible now. Like,
I
it's
would
still
like-
I was walking past him. I could just walk by him, just go hand on the back, invisible, and just go ah. Sorry, didn't mean to slap you.
Oh, you're gonna do that? I was just gonna go grab him and dimension door into like an alley or something.
I have doorways, no worries.
all right, there's definitely a flicker of visibility, though, for a second before
totally
that
is.
many of you are aware of. Lenore, you just catch a glimpse of something going on, but you don't see exactly what goes down. Verity, there is not a lot of wood in here, with the exception of some of the carts that are being brought in with supplies.
Yep. That one.
Okay.
That one.
Verity, you can't just burn things all the time.
That's my cart. My cart. My
Not
cabbages.
our cart. Then I'll go for a smaller fire. Just a.
Okay, give
Are
me
you trying? Are you
give me
trying
an
to make
Arcana.
this sneaky, or are you just blatantly casting a fire?
Gonna get kicked out.
Oh my god.
We're leaving anyway.
You were already asked very
We've already been
politely.
asked to leave. Once.
Give me an Arcana to see how well you manage to do exactly what you want to do, and how much unintentional damage you cause.
Okay. 13.
13. Cool. You try to set one cart on fire, but what ends up happening is you shoot sort of like a trail from yourself, and you end up lighting like a line of them.
Oops. Right. Should we get inside?
You're
you
not
trying
going to
to-
let us inside. You just set all those carts on fire, Verity. I'm
Technically, you
usually
guys-
very supportive of your decisions, but this is bad.
Are you trying to get somewhere? I can help you get somewhere if you need to go somewhere.
Just.
I feel like we should just get out
Verity
of
was
this area.
Verity, was
Yeah.
that necessary? Oh,
Yes.
May I suggest?
Creating a diversion.
Yeah, may I suggest you guys use this diversion to divide up and hide, and maybe run back somewhere semi-safe?
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. What time of day is it?
Well, it's sort of
Well, if the door is open, could we see
early
a little bit
morning.
outside?
Yeah,
So
it
it's
doesn't
definitely not dark.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because you guys are inside,
a cave.
an underground cave. So
Garrett, you want a
Okay.
safe way to go somewhere, get hidden? Go this way. Right. Okay. Fenrir's-
Fenrir begins leading you guys off.
I don't have a direction to go in, so I'm following her.
I'm
Yeah,
already still going to Delora.
I'm not. I'm gonna follow this charismatic little gnome. Save us.
So save us, little gnome.
Save us, gnome.
I
Okay.
know the right way to go.
GNKN. Oh,
Can I-
Keep going.
Can I leave Arsen with you lot, and I'm gonna go try and talk to Taabi.
So you're going to stay in the area that you blatantly caused
I
fire.
don't think it'd be good for the person who was visibly casting something that set the whole area on fire to go
How many
back
people
in
saw me
there.
set the fire? How many people saw me set the fire?
We had a whole
just
crowd
not
around
You,
us.
not
Do
you.
Do a
You
stealth.
said hear ye, hear
was-
ye,
Yeah,
and then you cast a line of fire from your hand
No,
into
I
a
didn't.
cart.
I read an entire letter. Then Taabi started a fight in the street with Arsen.
I'm
And
obviously
then I
using
lit
it
a
for
fire.
hyperbole.
Wasn't
And to
much
be
more.
fair, I was the one who said, hear ye, just
Okay,
for factual sake.
let's.
That's good.
How's everyone reacting to this, DM?
That's a great question.
26 for stealth.
Jesus. Okay. Nobody seems aware that Verity did this except everyone who was looking directly at her, which is all of you.
Uh-huh.
Delora definitely knows it was Verity. Everyone else seems just like completely in shock and freaking out. Like there are not fires here.
Oh no.
Did Dolores see Nadru?
Yes.
All right, I'm walking straight over to Delora with my hand on the back of no one.
And I am dimension dooring near Taabi. I am accompanying. Does anyone want to go with me?
So, who is running to hiding with Fennir, and who is staying to talk to Delora?
Oh, wait.
I have to see what Verity's doing.
You're like, I really want to run, but I kind of want in her pants.
No, I want to protect her because the Raven Queen says so. There's no ulterior motives for Lenore.
Lies.
And I'm not going to cast Zone of Truth.
For those listening on a podcast, Bree had the biggest eye roll in the middle of saying that, and I think that's very crucial to knowing. It was very
It was
good in
very
the
apparent.
sound. Yeah.
It might be multiple reasons, okay? I'm just going to wait and see what Verity does.
All right, so it seems like Brillia and maybe Arsen are going to go with Fennir into hiding. Somebody needs to make Arsen safe after,
I'll take Arsen.
And Brillia's probably not going to punch him in the face.
Most likely.
And that leaves Taabi, Lenore, and Verity to deal with this crisis conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's start off with Team Burning. Team Burning Man.
That's us, guys. That's us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So there is now two simultaneous issues, which is that Delora just saw her supposedly dead brother and is blanching, and also, I don't know if you know what else she is doing. She looks pale, but you could also roll to see if you can have a sense of what she's doing. And then also there is a fire happening.
I'm too distracted. I'm not going to roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 3, so an 8.
There's
Now
fire.
I'm putting that die away.
Oh,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
doing cool guy, don't look at explosion type thing. Walk. Oh, snap. All right.
Can I use shape water to try and put out some of the fire? Like, don't worry, I'll help.
Water,
Sure.
shape of fire.
Sure.
I also
Seem bad ideas.
I happen to have a decanter of endless water. Can I
Ooh.
try and like speak out to Gust and just try and spray down the wagons?
Sure. It's going to draw some attention to you, or you can hand it off to one of the others to use if you trust them. I wouldn't, but you could.
Can I tell? I'm going to tell the group to like hang tight for a second. Stay right here for just 1 second. I think I can fix some of this. And then
Okay, Fennir bursts into action, becoming a human, I don't know,
firefighter
Pose?
now. I'm postal service worker and firefighter.
postal worker, firefighter. Fennir really is the whole package. That's Gabby. I can't take credit. Anyway. All right. Let's have you both roll, Fennir and Verity, to try to maintain some semblance of order here.
Are we rolling?
You're probably rolling Arcana, and Fennir is probably gonna roll Survival, maybe?
Sure.
Get that fire on!
Survival, my
starts the
skill.
fire.
18 for survival.
Okay.
13.
Okay. You both managed to work pretty well together and managed to, after a minute or two, get the fire back down to 1 cart, as you originally planned, and give the rest of the dwarves time to put out the main fire. It's only going to be, I don't know, another couple minutes before they start investigating what happened.
Nice work there. Reaches up for a high five.
Little jump
Oh,
high
sorry.
five.
Yes. All right. Okay, it's probably time that we go now. Yep, let's. She heads off back to where the other group is.
Cool. Verity, are you going to stay here, or are you going to go into hiding as well?
No, I'm going to stay with Taabi.
All right. So, now that the fire is under some level of control, Delora is basically staring at Taabi. You want to give a perception roll here?
Sure.
Either of you, actually.
Mhm.
Actually, probably both of you.
No, I'm rolling poorly today. That is a grand total of 15. Not that worst.
Mm-hmm. Verity?
Perception? Sorry.
That's okay.
A lot of rolls in one. 17.
Okay.
Can I roll perception as well?
Yes, if you are still in the area.
Yeah, I'm hanging by
Lenore's following.
Verity. I rolled 24.
Cool. Lenora, you are the only one who notices as Delora begins to pull a dagger out and is sort of like hiding it in her hand as she moves closer to Taabi.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is happening? So spirits are high at the moment. Obviously, there's a lot going on. We're going to take care of this situation. I think maybe we should all just calm down. Hey? And I look her directly in the eyes.
Okay, are you using calm emotions?
I don't think I have any spell slots left. Let's see.
What a nightmare.
I know.
So intimidation then, if you don't have it, or persuasion?
Let me check. I think I may have one. I do. I'll cast Calm Emotions.
All right.
That's my last second level spell slot.
Does she have to try to save?
I believe so.
Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom save. She rolled a 1.
None the wiser.
It's actually charisma.
Oh, it is charisma. She rolled
But
a 1.
But it doesn't matter.
But a 1 either way.
So I can suppress it's actually a 60-foot range.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So and it's everyone. Oh, sorry, a 20-foot radius. So everyone in a 20-foot radius has to make a charisma save.
I am
and
blown that out of the water. I'm sorry.
they can also choose to fail if they want to.
Okay. Yeah, some of the people on the outer edge don't seem to be affected by it. They're too caught up in the fireworks, but most of the people kind of close to you, including Delora, seem to be affected by it. So it means that she is basically no longer feels anger.
We've calmed the strong emotion. So she might still be angry, but she's not going to be like, I have to like murder this person. Suppress
Did it
a
work
strong
on
emotion.
Medru?
Ooh.
Yeah. Actually, no.
So they feel indifferent. She feels indifferent.
Oh, she's got some depression symptoms, eh? It's a little neutral. Little neutral today.
She doesn't love us, but she doesn't want to stab Tabby in the face, hopefully.
Okay.
Or not even
She
Tabby,
couldn't
the
reach.
brother.
She could match, the claw marks from earlier.
Yeah.
So true.
She loosens her grip on the dagger. She's still holding it, but she's no longer hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just looking kind of at Tabby.
There's things we have to talk about, as you can tell. I'm looking dead at her, just like emotionless.
You shouldn't have brought him here.
Well, he wasn't going to stay down there taking bodies.
Then he has to leave.
Where's Kierda?
She's packing.
Are you really going to make her leave as well?
I have to.
Says
Rasa
who?
says so.
I mean, he needs a firm bonk.
Probably. But he's in charge. And he says she has to go.
Do you know if there's other dwarven civilizations that take people from other lands like this?
Yes. She'll find somewhere else, I'm sure. She's very friendly.
And she'll go with Nedru?
I don't know.
What about her family? What about her partners, her children?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I think we should go and sit down and talk about the things that you do know, don't you?
Okay.
Do we still have this bar?
Sorry, that's to me, not to her.
Generally to the group.
Yeah, you can go to the bar.
Okay, we paid them a lot of money. Let's go back to the bar. Probably not a feather boa experience anymore, but
Not a feather boa party anymore.
no.
All right.
Everything was going so well.
Things were going so well. Cool. You guys can start making your way back.
I do also want to try to find Kirda. I don't know where she lives, though.
You do, actually.
Or do I?
Maybe
We
you
went
do.
to her house.
Yeah.
We went there for the funeral, remember? After she was hosting.
Yeah, you guys did, yeah.
Okay. So let's see the team of people who are heading back to the inn. How are you doing so in a way that is not drawing more attention towards what is going on here?
Is that to us, the ones that are following?
That is Taabi, Lenore, Verity.
I mean, should we just follow? Are people looking at us still?
I mean, you guys are the only ones who aren't dwarves in this area, so it's not like you're subtle.
Yeah, I'm very adamant about going to find Kirda and letting Kirda and Nadru talk before anything else bad happens.
Between you to keep Nadru invisible, if you get us to the bar, we could sit inside. You could go grab Kirda, bring her back, and then we could all sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Okay, then at least we're all inside and people aren't staring at us and we're not having to maintain invisibility on, right? Yes?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then if you get the scratchy angries again, then we're not going to just have a visible, like a cult leader or something.
You remember that dream I had with all that fur torn apart? You know who did that?
No.
You can ask Arsen about that. And I turn and walk over to find Kirda's house.
Okay. Yeah, so what things are you guys doing to try to be somewhat inconspicuous? You can make a performance, you can try survival. What else?
He definitely wasn't naked, right? I'm sorry.
No, the dad guy was naked. Everyone else
The dad was
clothes.
naked. Yeah. He was like...
Just not dad.
A true flash.
I tried really hard not to giggle.
The not dad baby. Yeah, it turns out that's why Delora was so freaked out. She's like, "Oh, it's my brother's junk."
No cock ring though. That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I was gonna make a rock hard joke. I guess I did.
It's a rock ring, not a cock ring.
Okay. Can we all do different ones?
Yes,
Performances.
please do all separate ones.
Okay.
We should probably
Ooh,
do
good.
sneak, right?
23.
Okay, 23 2.
Performance. Acting casual.
All right, Verity's like doop ba-doop ba-doo.
Nothing to see here.
Mhm.
Just whistling. Lenore, what are you gonna do to help?
Well, not a lot. I'm going to walk through the dwarven town adorned in feathers and stand out blatantly. That's what I'm going to do because I rolled a 4.
Okay, you are not helping at all. That's great to know. And Taabi.
I don't think I'm really trying to. It's not a focus on my mind, so I
Too
think I'm
angry.
just head down, walking kind of quick.
Cool. Yeah, it's not great. It's not the
No.
most subtle you've ever been, in spite of Verity trying super duper hard.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe people know where you went. But that's okay. That's a future you guys' problem.
Mhm.
Not a present
I
you
don't-
guys' problem.
Yeah, we'll deal with these people later.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Fennir, and Brillia, and Arsen and Koss.
Does this kind of thing happen often? Usually tabloids are like, you kind of giggle and point at each other. And...
I haven't known them long enough, but it appears so. Our son, I'm gonna give him a tap and I'm gonna heal him really quick since he got all scratched up.
He seems shocked, like, for a second when you tap him. He flinches, like you're gonna hit him.
He heals 8
Cool.
points.
You heal him fully.
Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
It hurts. You can see him cringing as it heals up on his face.
Sorry about that.
You didn't have to do that. It's fine.
I did. I wasn't gonna let you just bleed on your face.
Right. Would have been upsetting, probably.
If it makes you feel any better, you left at the scar. I feel like the Falcon name kind of would have stuck a little better, but it's fine. It's fine.
Just... Yeah. Do I recognize you? You seem really familiar to me, too.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. You didn't happen to... I never would have thought I would have seen you adventuring around, but you don't happen to, like, work at any inn anywhere, would you?
Oh, my goodness. A few years ago, yes.
That's probably where I saw you. I mean, I probably can't pinpoint the exact inn. I go several places.
Yeah, I see so many faces. Sometimes I'm like, is that someone I recognize, or just I've seen too many people and they all blur together? But yes.
But your face is too kind to forget. So yes, I have seen you before.
Thank you
nice
very
to
much.
meet you again. I'm Fennir. To
Brillia,
introduce myself.
I'm Brillia, and this is my girlfriend, Koss.
Koss, like, puts an arm around Brillia, like, yeah. But also a little bit like there's fire burning around us and things are exploding and like
so like
I should probably get out of here.
I was thinking the same thing. Is there anywhere we're trying to get to? Or are we just trying to get to the surface, or like?
I think we're just. Did we notice the rest of the group walking toward the inn?
Yeah, they weren't subtle.
I think we should follow them, maybe in a more subtle fashion.
In a subtle fashion, so maybe between some back alleys and things like that?
Yes. Yes.
I got you.
Arsen says, I should probably go wait somewhere else.
I disagree, because you alone, as a human in this territory, does not spell safety for you.
Well, me as a human with the party who has every right to attack me also doesn't speak great to my safety, so...
It isn't, but I feel like that could have been avoided if it wasn't a surprise.
Sorry.
So...
It's fine, it was going to come out one way or another.
Yes, but how it comes out greatly affects our current situation now, doesn't it? So...
Fine, we go to the end, I'll go hide upstairs and try to avoid people.
Also, yeah, just don't go near Tabby for a little bit. He needs to cool down, and rightfully so. I'm also mad, but right now, being mad won't do anything, so we'll talk about it later.
Wow, you're so wise. I'm gonna start taking notes, I think. Anyway, to the end!
Brillia, roll an insight check.
Okay. The thing I'm good at. Let's see.
Get into the brain.
Okay, that is a 14 because I rolled low.
Okay, that's still not bad. You can see that Arsen really, really wants to keep talking to you, but he doesn't feel like he can ask anything of any of you right now.
I will whisper in his ear, like, for a second, we can talk later. And that's all.
Okay. Cool. It is super awkward when you guys all get to the inn. When Brillia, Fennir, Arsen, and Koss arrive, the door is locked. And you can hear people bickering inside.
I'm gonna knock. It's us. Could we come in?
Yeah. I say Lenore is probably watching the door, is my guess. Cool. You are all there except for Taabi at the moment, who has gone to secure Kirda to talk to. Nadru is here and is not invisible, and Delora is here and is kind of just staring from across the room.
Arsen, go upstairs before Taabi gets back.
Yeah.
Should I feel like I'm intruding on something. Do you want me around? Do you want me to hang downstairs? Can
I do an insight check on Fennir? I don't know if I should trust her.
Sure.
Fennir, you are a very dedicated postal
That's an
delivery
18.
person.
Why, thank you. I take pride in my job.
It's really
good.
It's really nice to see someone who is proud of their work. It's a credit to you.
You're too kind, scary lady. I mean, it's in a good way. It's like stylish. But...
Oh, thank you. I do take it as a compliment.
Okay, good. All right.
Brillia, Fennir seems really, honestly seems to actually care a lot about their job. Probably is helpful given how easy it was to get you guys here unseen. And you could probably use the help getting out of here. That said, you should probably also consider paying her for her help.
Yes, if you don't mind, actually, why don't you go up and wait with Arsen? We might need your services later.
I'm on it.
Thank you.
And goes and follows with Arsen.
Go upstairs with the falcon.
Yeah,
The
falcon.
falcon.
Kind of elbow him in the side.
Oh. He's like, why? Why did I ever think I was cool? Why did I ever pretend I was cool?
I hear it's a phase.
Oh, God, I hope so. All right, the rest of you are downstairs together. Taabi's still out. So, yeah. Anything you guys want to discuss for the time being?
So do we now have the visible Nadru?
Yep.
And then Sister's there too, right?
Yep.
Why can I never remember her name?
That's okay. Her name is Delora.
Delora.
And Delora and
Hey
Nadru
there,
are-
Delora.
There you go. They're
What's
sitting
it
at
like in a dwarven city?
Oh, beautiful.
They were sitting at opposite sides of the bar, and she's staring at him, and he is, not looking at her.
Okay.
Lenore, how long is that spell that you cast going to last?
Oh, yes, she might get a little bit stabby.
What's the time frame for that?
Look, it went a long time ago. It's 1 minute. So this is obviously her just reacting really well to the situation by this point.
Well, staring unblinkingly is maybe not super healthy, but yeah.
Oh, stabby for Tabby.
Okay.
Yes. So
I think...
Do you have any cookies? They made me really happy. Maybe we could give her a snack.
Would I have packed cookies? They would be kind of stale by now.
I mean, the party has a bag of holding, so
Yes.
all cookies
we'll say
remain fresh in the bag of holding.
Oh, sure. We can say we packed some. I think in the bag.
Well, I'll get some cookies out of the bag and I'll go over to her and say, would you like a cup of tea? Sometimes, when you start these kinds of conversations, it's really good to have a nice soothing beverage, and then we can really talk about our feelings.
I can't have a conversation. That's treason.
Yeah. Why don't you talk to us? That's not treason. And then if anyone else in the room happens to hear what you're saying, then, that's just what happens.
Did we decide that no one's going to go get Brassa?
A brossavention.
Brassa gets too fired up quickly, and this is this needs to settle.
It's a delicate situation. I think we can talk it out, It's just...
I agree.
Do you really think that if I said something and Brassa knew that Nadru was in the room and I was talking neutrally, that wouldn't count as treason? You've met him.
I am going to recast invisibility on Nadru.
You guys are going to use all of your spell spots on invisibility for this one guy.
Yeah. I think that is actually my last spell slot. It was a 3rd level spell. And I have nothing left. Oh no, I have all my 1st level spells. They're just shit. And then I go, he's not in the room though. You haven't seen him. None of us have seen him.
Do a persuasion.
It's like plausible deniability.
Can I
right?
say that I aided with that since I was talking with her as well?
Oh yeah, please do.
Oh,
Let's see if
get
you
that
get a
assist.
Advantage.
yeah.
Oh, thank you. What am I doing? I'm being persuasive.
Persuasion.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a 17.
Okay. She says, fine, but you have to make sure the door stays locked. And if anyone asks, you're forcing me to be here.
It seems mildly accurate.
Sadly, this is the only way you guys seem to be willing to work out your issues, so here we are.
Fine, what do you want? What do you want me to say?
Well, what would you like to say? I think is the first question.
I would like to say that if someone in this room got kicked out of the family and the kingdom, really should have stayed gone and not gotten our sister into trouble.
Do you think...
Nature looks embarrassed but doesn't say anything.
And we can't see it.
Yeah. Nature is embarrassed. That's all.
Do you think that it was fair for everyone that's been removed from the city for that to have happened? Do you think that maybe it was perhaps unjust?
It doesn't matter if it's just or not. Brasa decides what's just now. He's the Lord.
Now that is incorrect. Justice matters quite a lot. And the fact that you are willing to just let it go is quite alarming. Especially if you care about any of your siblings or your family right now.
What happens when Barossa decides that you should leave too?
He won't.
Will
because
he?
I follow the rules. She looks pointedly towards the invisible side of the room.
You follow the rules out of fear. Is that how you want to be living your life in this cave? Fear of your brother, fear of being disowned, fear of getting kicked out of the only home you ever knew?
That's how it works. That's how we live here.
Do you think perhaps it's time for the system to change?
You convince Barossa that things need to change. Good luck with that.
I mean, there's a few ways I can think of convincing Barossa, but...
Yes, there are. I can think of a few as well.
Such as?
Tea?
I think Barossa needs to have a little intervention of sorts with people who will not cower because of his title. Now, you could be very helpful in doing that and potentially save your family from, getting kicked out of this place. And also, by doing so, make this a better place for dwarves in the future to live in so that they are not also get afraid of being kicked out of the only home they ever knew. Because I doubt you want this to go on for a few more generations, do you?
It's not about generations. Brossa's... I don't know. This is how things are, right? I don't know how they're supposed to change without me losing another member of my family. Verity, you're there as well, by the way.
It seems that you are allowing your family members to be lost by succumbing to your brother's will. You're what's allowing part of the system that's allowing Kirda and Nedru to be kicked out and written off.
There's nothing I can do. If I stand against him, then I'll be kicked out too.
By who, though? Just by him? Can't we just kick him out? He seems really rude.
He hasn't done anything. This is the rules of our people. Unless he violates some kind of trust.
Aha! So we need to investigate again.
By investigate, she says, do you mean plant evidence on him? Because he is one of the most disciplined people I know. He's never broken a rule in his life.
Well, that I find hard to believe. But I think there's an unspoken rule of family looking out for each other, and he seems to be violating that one quite a bit.
Families do that sometimes, don't they?
They do. Are you just going to let it keep happening?
Verity, I wonder if you might, also don't take this personally, because I have been expressing my feelings of distaste towards Barossa for quite some time. But do you think that maybe you and he might have some things in common? In that you find it very difficult to come to terms with disobeying the expectations of your culture and your family as well. Do you think you might be able to speak to him about your experience? Maybe he could relate to your situation and find some clarity.
It's not that I'm unwilling to try, but you do realize that I've been kicked out of my home and disfigured and I can't go back, right? It didn't work out well for me. So, I can certainly.
But you also
speaking to him.
You also have had to live without your family, and so you could kind of maybe offer him a perspective that he might not have considered before.
Guilt trip him?
It couldn't hurt, right?
Fine.
So the plan is for Verity to guilt trip Barossa into not disowning his family?
If not, I'll just intimidate him. That's my plan B.
Is Verity going alone on this endeavor? Because I don't know if I would like that.
That seems like a terrible idea.
Exactly.
Let's say you can call him into this bar and there'll just be a nice big family conversation. Wouldn't that be nice?
That maybe we can divide into rooms. Yeah. It seems like a bad idea to put everyone in the same spot right away. We could leave, like when you introduce pets to one another, you make sure there's at least like a crate involved. I don't know if we maybe crate Barossa. I'm not opposed to that.
Do we crate Barossa? They are family. They grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like I'm going to go fetch Barossa then.
All right. So Verity and Taabi go head off to recruit, I guess, or pull together the other two members of the family. But let's see quickly what's happening upstairs with Fennir and Arsen. Arsen is sitting on the bed. You are in his and Verity's room. It's nice, but there's a bucket of gemstones. Actually, no. There are still gemstones spread across the bed in a very mock romantic setup. Like there's like unlit candles and like it looks like rose petals like everywhere. He just goes and sits on the bed.
Nice setup you got here.
Yeah, you weren't who I was expecting to bring here, so.
You were not expecting who I thought I'd be with today either. She goes and sits on, is there like a nearby chair or anything?
Yeah.
She climbs up on the chair, sits all the way back, and her feet don't reach the ground.
So cute.
So, you okay? Like, is there anything I can do for you? Really good with tasks. Like, to-do list, done. But like, yeah.
Unless you can go back in time and, kill my mother earlier. Probably not.
Boy, do I wish I could go back in time, but that's, trust me, it's not possible.
Well, maybe I could, skip past all of this stuff. Just come back when things are, settled.
Now that's a possibility. believe it or not. But I don't think that's going to fix the situation here. I don't think that's a good way of doing it. You miss out on a lot when you are trying to miss out on a lot. But anyway, I don't think it's a good idea. Take my advice on that one. I'd stay in the present. But if you want something to make you feel better, I got something for that. And I cast Good Berry, and I get about 10 little round berries in my hand. And then I scooch off the chair. I realized it was a bad idea to cast it before I got off the chair. So it's scooch and try and balance the berries as I hop off the chair. And I go up to Arsen and go, would you like a berry? Now they're not just ordinary berries.
Yeah, I can tell that. Or they would be in my hair.
What do you use berries for? You don't put them in your hair. You eat them.
Yeah, that's Tabby's move. Tabby thinks that berries make good hair dye.
I mean, they can heal and stuff, but I don't know about hair dye. But these are good berries. They'll make you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Are these
Offers
special good berries?
I mean, they're not that special. I mean, they're special, but they're not I don't think they're the special you're thinking of, if that makes sense. But it will make you feel a lot better.
Okay.
He really, points them toward him.
All right. I guess you guys sit down and have some berries.
With their feet still not touching the ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good times. All right. You guys can hear a clatter of sound downstairs after a while, and raised voices as both Brasa and Kirda and Taabi and Verity show up.
Ooh, Fennir just jumps off the bed and pulls her water out. She's like, is there another fire? I'm so ready for this.
There's probably some kind of fire, but it's probably not actual fire yet. Verity tends to only do that when, it's a last resort. She does do it a lot, though.
Okay. I just didn't know. It sounded like maybe it was something that happened often, so she puts her water.
It does. You're not wrong.
Well, let's see what the gossip's about. Runs to the door, reaches up for the knob, and turns it to open up the door.
Okay. I feel like this scene is in TV shows where you have the kids sitting at the top of the stairs, peeking through the banister. I feel like Arsen and Fennir are just in the distance, peeking into the scene.
In the doorway, Fennir's below. Arsen's right on top, head peeking out of the doorway.
Yes, absolutely is happening. 100%. Okay, the rest of you are all in the main room together. How are you going to try to keep some level of peace going on here?
Is nature invisible still?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh my goodness. So, surprise guests?
Brasa's just ranting about how, his sister should be packing her things. She has to be out by the end of the day. She should know this. And she's just kind of emotional, why did I come here to get yelled at?
Brasa, why is it so important for you to drive away all of your family?
Because they've broken the rules.
What's more important, the rule or family?
The rules.
Why?
Ugh.
What are the rules there to serve? Who are the rules there to serve?
We're a royal family. We're expected to have some level of discipline and to follow the rules that we've set out for our people.
What happens if there's no family left?
Well, then someone else takes over when I die.
Do you have children?
No, he doesn't have children. He doesn't have any partners.
Change and adapting isn't hypocritical. It's progressive.
We have rules in place because of what Caraquette has done, about how they tried to kill our people, how they scattered us to the winds. This is what we have to do to play safe. This is why we have people guarding the entrance.
Caraquette has a new leader now.
And we're supposed to believe he's any different?
I'm on Bross's side here, honestly. I don't think he's made any inherently wrong-ish problems, and it's. I didn't expect him to be here. Honestly, I was trying to see what's up with Kirda. I'm trying to not say that Major is around, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Taabi. So you don't think there's anything wrong with casting out your entire family?
There is, like he was saying, there's things in place. Like the bodies shouldn't be or you shouldn't be associating with those who are actively doing illegal things, like that cult is doing. That's not along the lines of things that you shouldn't be doing. It's just, I don't think it's worth the trouble, because Brasa truly hasn't done anything that's reprimandable in my eyes. Sure, I understand there's keeping family together, but there's just things that are past that. There's some things that are beyond that, and I don't think it's our ball game to play.
We have very much just inserted ourselves into this situation. That is true. I think we're a little too far gone at this point.
I mean, could have just left, but there's bigger things to fly. Like, I just want to make sure Kirda's going to have a safe place as I look over at Brasa. She hasn't done anything inherently dangerous to harm anybody in the city, but I do not think that
She brought back our brother who stole our father's body. You think that being part of a cult that kidnaps corpses and does God knows what with them is okay?
Not at all. I don't think the cult is okay. I just don't know what she inherently had to do. She was looking after your own flesh and blood when no one else would, which I know it's the exile rule, and that's why it's like it's such a gray area, and it's like I don't think it's our spot to be here. Like, I just want to make sure she's in a place where she can be cared of. Like, if other dwarven settlements that she can go to where she can live her life and be fine.
Kirda speaks up and she says, Brasa, I didn't mean to betray you or our people. I couldn't leave him to starve in the caves. He didn't have anywhere else to go, and I know it wasn't the right thing to do, but I don't think it was wrong either.
See, it was very much the right thing to do, because as far as I'm concerned, your brother is still considered part of your people. And I'm just going to look to Brasa, and the fact that you don't seem to think that anymore is alarming.
Well, his name was off of our wall. And he looks at Taabi. Healing the wall. Bringing back the dead.
I didn't bring the dead back. He was already here. You're just trying to ignore it. Like, it's not. It's something that should have been dealt with instead of trying to brush under the rug. It's a big open cavern down the road.
Also, if you keep kicking out everyone who breaks the rules, eventually you're going to run out of people to keep safe with those rules. I hope you realize that, right?
That's where the Iron Fist comes down. If you don't want to have people not following the rules. Like,
we can't lighten our rules until we know for sure that it's safe out there. We've had messengers come and tell us about what's happening out there, and people are already speaking about this traveling postal worker who is sharing this information. It was like a gossip column out there. There's rioting in the streets. How can we possibly trust this new ruler to be any better than the last?
There's rioting?
Yes.
Is it?
In Caraquette.
Oh, the fire? Oh, and then Carrotcake, right.
In Caraquette, there's rioting because people think that the new emperor is responsible for not only breaking his agreements to have his brother marry the princess or the queen, but also because he is being claimed to have murdered the entire royal family and his own mother.
Those are lies, though.
Only part of
None of
that's
that's
lies.
true.
He was definitely involved in killing his mother.
He was a bystander.
Isn't it?
Sat
Anyway,
back.
that's all technicalities. The rumors that are going around is that basically Atlas is going on a murder spree and killing anyone who stands against him and lying constantly. And
it just sounds like there's a new person in charge who's finally standing up to the power that was Caraquette, the people that slaughtered my entire people. I mean, as the late Lord Hillgaurd helped out when I was a child, helping my Tabaxi people find a new home up north. Like, this probably is for the best, but we'll only see. Murder doesn't solve murder, so I mean, I'm kind of on the both sides of this, kind of looking in. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm nervous by it, and you have every right to be apprehensive. But
until we're sure that Andrea and Arsen are good rulers who aren't going to continue assaulting and attacking those who live up in the northern coasts, we can't take risks.
Atlas is not like his mother.
How would you know?
I worked for him for a little bit. Not worked.
You worked for him. In what capacity? Some kind of assassin?
No. No, I was owned by him a little while. But he's not, and I knew Penelope, and he's not like her.
Well, and tell me, what is he like? Please roll me a roll to be able to see whether or not you can talk Atlas up as being great without fucking this up.
Yeah, I'm also listening very intently.
Yeah,
I'm also just like...
Please, Verity, roll me some kind kind of check
That's
to let everyone
deception.
believe that you think our son's good.
Persuasion.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Like there's a difference between Verity's personal feelings for him and like if she, I mean, she thinks he's going to be a good ruler. I mean, he is fair, and he is just, and he is tempered, and he's also a lot of other things that she hates. But I mean, as far as, versus
Penelope.
Cade, or versus Penelope, or versus her aunt, or versus he's a fair person. And even the times that he stabbed her, okay, those might have been fair too. All right, okay. Don't quote me on that. Do not quote me on that.
Clip it.
Everyone, clip it. Put the timestamp on. Do you say all of that out loud? Like the stuff for, like, even if I don't like him personally, he's a good guy. Like, do you say all of it, or do you just say the nice parts?
Before Verity starts speaking, I can see her look like a little bit anxious about having to do this speech. I just lay my hand in the small of her back and say a little wordless prayer and cast guidance.
Aww.
No, I'm going to leave my personal feelings out of it because I don't really... Okay.
I mean, personal experience kind of is more relatable than just saying, oh, he's a good guy.
Fine. But then I'm going to end it. And I'm going to end it by saying that, I'm from Lunaris. We're at war with them too. And if I can...
I've never been to Lunaris.
It's really beautiful. And there's Pegasus and... Well, I mean, it you should come one day.
Can you roll me an insight roll?
And add a d4.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. $14.
Okay, that's with the +4 or the D4. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You can tell that Brasa is sort of a bit of an elitist. He definitely would respect your opinion more if he knew that you were also a royal. But that means outing yourself to everyone in the room who doesn't already, know explicitly what happened.
Fine. I mean, who's here anyway? Well, like the few dwarves, we're going to be leaving soon. Most people have already got that. Yeah, sure. Fine.
All right, let's hear it.
Fine. And I don't know if it makes a difference. I've been gone, or I suppose dead for a while now, but Andrea is my aunt. She took over ruling Caraquette after my brother died, and then I died. So, you know. So I know shitty rulers. I know shitty rulers, and I know good rulers because my parents were good, and I just think it hasn't been very long enough to judge Atlas, and from what I've seen of him, and I lived in his closet, so I think I know him pretty well.
That part a bit. You lived in his closet? Well, he made his way out earlier.
So are you Harry Potter?
Yes.
Says her son on the stairs. Shut up. So good.
She Harry Potter. Shh.
That's trademarked. Shh. Get upstairs.
Yeah, sorry. I lived with him in his rooms, but I had my own small room within his rooms. Look, I don't really think that's what's important. What's important...
So what, he was your lover?
No. No.
That he believes completely based on your delivery.
No. No. It was supposed to be, but he had someone that he loved. So yeah, that didn't work out. But it didn't mean that I didn't get to know him.
Look, I appreciate what you're saying, but you're expecting me to trust a man who, before he seized power, by killing his mother, kept you locked in his bedroom.
No, he didn't kill her.
That's
I
not
did.
What the...
That has to be with advantage, right?
You killed her.
Well, technically gravity did, but I helped.
That quote is going in a meme later.
Oh,
I had the same exact thought.
Oh, that's a good one.
I killed her. You what?
Technically gravity did, but I helped.
Bravo.
Are we winning this conversation yet?
Oh man, I just want to. You keep digging yourself into a deeper hole. I fucking love
Do you think we're winning this conversation?
Well,
I gotta
yeah.
say, Brasa, I'm learning a lot of stuff right now.
Here's the thing. Here's that, right? So he hated Penelope. I killed Penelope, and I am vouching for the people who are following Penelope. I get it. I too hated Penelope. I killed her. But I am then saying that, yeah, I agree. Penelope had to die. I killed her. And now I'm also saying, but...
All right. Give me a persuasion. That's not a bad argument. Like, if I killed the last ruler who was corrupt, and I'm saying this one isn't the same.
Thank you.
That's not a bad argument.
Add on to that.
Mm-hmm.
Persuasion?
Took a while to get there, but yeah.
Yeah, Brillia, let's see if you can get advantage on this.
Yes. Also, just so you know, the more you keep, ruling with an iron fist and kicking people out, you might begin to upset people. And, people have a history of rioting against people they don't like. I would suggest you might want to reconsider how strict you're being.
Is this turning into
Are you threatening to
Yes,
start a riot? Is this Brillia threatening to start a riot? Do your eyes go?
No, it's just her looking very sweet. Like, this is just like,
Start a riot.
He's actually freaked out. Like weirdly, Brillia looks super calm and super nice, and the fact that she is the one threatening him actually makes him think twice.
A
Because
Stedford housewife with a knife.
well, because he knows Kierda, right? Kierda, his younger sister, is like super personable, super good at talking to people, and like she could sway people. And Brillia is exactly the same way.
Yeah.
So he actually knows she's the threat.
so think about it this way. Be happy that it's us telling you ahead of time before it gets to that point.
All right, Verity, you can roll with advantage.
And add a d4.
And add a d4.
This better be good.
I swear to God, if you roll a 1.
Natural 2.
Natural
How
20?
yes.
So what's that total? Give me the total.
20, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I also got a 4 on the D4.
So 34?
And my persuasion is a plus 11.
Oh, look, it's right there. Right there.
This is our dramatic recreation of the moment that Verity rolled a d20.
Yes, very.
The first one wasn't bad. My first one was a 15. But even then,
that's pretty
Yeah,
good though. That's like the highest the book gives you is like 30 is like near impossible. So yeah, that was a pretty good roll. Okay. Let me think about this. Okay.
Can I look around and see if there's like a loot in the behind the bar or near a stage, or I can just like storm around and be like, all right, I'm done.
I mean, your spoons are still here, Taabi.
I mean, that's percussive. It's kind of like abrasive. Like I can do a little Spanishy type like finger picking in the background, but I just don't want the I don't think I need to say anything else here. I'm also persuaded.
Okay.
slow clap.
Slow clap. Good job, Verity. All right.
Everyone stands up.
Brasa considers that for a long moment. And then he says, suppose I did want to change things. How am I supposed to do that? I've already made it clear that Kierda needs to leave. Nadru is gone. I don't even know where he is. How am I supposed to change things now?
Look, we could probably find him.
Most likely.
Yeah,
Also,
where
I
is he?
think you owe your sister an apology. That's a good place to start.
We know you're a good person.
You're trying your best to protect your people, but at this point, if you're kicking everyone out, you're not really protecting them much.
We've never doubted that you're a good person.
Wow, that's a lie.
No, it's not. We know that we know he's good.
We've doubted his
like
methods and hated his guts for it, but we don't doubt that he's like.
We are aware that he's lawful good. We just don't enjoy him as a person.
Remember how I ruled out him as the culprit immediately?
Mhm.
I thought
That's
he
true.
was fine.
He looks uncomfortable and he says, Kierda, she like jumps for a second, like she doesn't really want him to talk to her, and he says, maybe you don't have to go and you could help me talk to people and so that they don't get too mad at me for breaking the rules for my family. Maybe.
That's not a nice. I'm sorry, but we can work on that later.
He rolled an 18. That's all he's got. Kierda looks a little teary. She obviously was expecting to be kicked out, and now she's being offered not only a chance to stay, but a chance to help her people.
How is Delora acting to this?
Delora is looking, trying not to look at the invisible person in the chair, as if being like, how is this part gonna go?
So, Nadru, it does, just talking about Nadru, not like addressing him because he's obviously not here. So about Nadru, maybe you're right. There are some relationships that are, distance is better. But do you think that if we were to arrange a meeting, you would be able to at least acknowledge him as alive and kind of work out something that suits the family moving forward? Even if that means that he doesn't stay here. Here might not be the place for him anymore. But that doesn't mean you can't work towards repairing your relationship as a family.
I suppose if we could find him, as long as he didn't re-enter the chain of nobility, he could potentially come home.
What are these stipulations? I think at that point it should be denounce the cult, leave the cult fully, and I don't know what else, because I'm not in your shoes.
He needs to stop this nonsense of trying to steal the dead.
Yep.
Maybe
agree.
you can work out some kind of situation where there's donate your dead.
Actually, anybody who would like can roll a perception check.
I will.
Bring out your dead.
Yes.
Perception?
Yep.
That's the wrong die. Ooh.
22.
22.
Aw, 22 buddies.
Charisma twins. But that's
Okay,
not charisma.
And you made my 17 look sad.
Yeah.
17.
22 twins. You immediately realize that the chair is shifting because Nadru is standing up, as if he's got something to say.
Why don't we just see if we can real quickly go find Nadru, because I'm pretty sure I know where he is, and I could just bring him back. Why don't we make that happen?
I see the
What do you
chair and
think?
go, ghosts.
Oh wait, I did that. I forgot. Sorry.
I didn't make him invisible this time.
Yeah, it's true.
good
You don't know
point.
where he is.
Yeah,
Good
don't
point.
know.
You see the chair move and you're like, oh no. Give me your best Scooby-Doo. It's a ghost.
In the voice of Scooby-Doo, or
Oh, no, in Tabby's voice, I think.
he's a ghost. Yeah. And he goes,
Melissa, can we also timestamp that?
Yes.
Check.
his hair stands up.
A voice echoes through the room that you all recognize as Nadru's, but he's still invisible.
Does he sound a little bit like his father?
A little bit younger, but yeah. And he says, "You know what I was doing? It's not taking the corpses for no reason. It was to start new life."
Wow, he was here all along, and I drop invisibility. Where did you come from, Nadru?
He looks at you like, "What? What?
We've made progress.
You cast invisibility on me." Yeah.
Lenore's just gonna back up a little bit and like give them some space.
You both did, and he points at you and Tabby.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely did. That wasn't me this time. I thought you were a ghost. Oh my goodness. Whew.
Brossa stands up as well, and they look at each other. You can see that they, both look a bit like their father, but Brossa's definitely more of like the broad, traditional dwarven physique. And he says, "Is this some kind of trick? You've had him in here the whole time, listening, manipulating me?"
Honestly, I didn't expect you to be here today, but hey.
Yeah.
Explain yourselves.
We didn't have a super, like, everything that we've said has been truthful. We really didn't have we said we knew where he was, which is also true, and we didn't say he wasn't in the room.
Would you have agreed to come otherwise? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's
so call
better.
this a necessary decision.
Nadru speaks up. It's clear that of his siblings, he is the one who probably is the most often at Brossa's throat. Like, you can imagine them as kids bickering. And he says, "You know what it was. I was trying to do the same thing with Mom. You knew that it was the right thing to do. I told you about the Urdinir. I told you about their history and what we could do, and it's just his body."
Maybe you could start like a funeral home of sorts, Because it seems like it would be really appealing to be able to turn, turn your body into something really useful. And if you offered that as a service to people, it would really take away that cult-like status.
Honestly, yeah, it's giving your people the choice of, you know what, I'm not using this vessel anymore. There's a whole root of our people that could use it to perspire once more, like they had before in the past.
Look, the Urgineer, it's not that they aren't worthy to come back, but the more of them there are, the more that the humans will draw their eye on us. It's dangerous.
Is there a way to keep them private and not known that they're here? Because if you keep your walls up, no info comes out, just as nothing really comes in, apparently.
I suppose with the Emperor missing, although not dead, potentially he doesn't have the resources to be able to do what he did last time in decimating the people. But it's not safe for them as long as Cade is out there.
But if we can take out Penelope, we can take out Cade.
Yeah, I want my hands around his little fucking throat, so.
If you can get rid of him, then perhaps we can open our gates.
I like the sound of that, honestly. That's just me, but I like the sound of that.
For now, Brasa says, we can start the process of trying to figure out what is the right thing to do for our people.
Oh, isn't that where we should have been doing this whole time? Great.
It's a process. It's a different
It's
life.
a good start.
I think it's hilarious that he dislikes Brillia the most of all of you.
Yes.
I've been very cut and dry with him, so I mean that's I'm trying to.
Brillia has been too. It's just she doesn't give a fuck about being on his good side.
I don't
either. I'm just trying to see his point of things and understand, the dwarven people and seeing their different sides, and it's just a culture clash,
You think it'd be easy to kill him, you say?
No, absolutely not. But hey.
Possible.
I think we'd be up to the task.
Fine. We will begin discussions of potentially allowing people to donate their bodies, but I will not allow them to be used for more Urgineer until we are sure that Caraquette will not come after us.
That seems like a very nice compromise. You could start building up, like a stockpile of future, vessels. And then, we work on some political issues in the meantime.
Then it's your responsibility to go kill Cade.
It's only a matter of time before it comes for revenge.
It
I'm
seems
sure
like
there's other
I have the
people
feeling that was always going to end up on responsibility, so. And I'm going to look towards Verity like.
This is to recount another very, very important eye roll to.
Arsen kind of nudges you and stands up and starts to walk down the stairs. He stands in view of everybody, and he says, I will not let what my father has done stand. I know that my people, that my family, is responsible for the death and destruction of nearly everyone here in some way. And I know that my small actions can't make up for what they've done. But I'm trying. And I hope that that's enough. And then he stands there like he's waiting to get shot in the face.
Fennir comes up behind and goes, yeah, he's the Falcon. He nudges him on the side.
I walk into the kitchen just to get away from this now.
Thank you. I think that helps a lot.
I know my
I'll
father.
go over and hold his hand.
I know my father, and I will help to deal with him. It's my responsibility.
Arsen, that's really admirable of you.
How's Brassa's reaction to this? I'm like staring him down if he makes a move for Arsen.
Again, weirdly, Brassa kind of respects it because Brassa respects people who are born into power. So Brassa's like, yeah, that is your job. Your job is to take care of your family
Also, shitty dad.
them on their shit.
Also, as someone who respects power, I love that he's literally afraid of a woman who was an innkeeper at one point for most of her life.
Yeah, like Brillia's life outside of this was innkeeping and babysitting.
Like,
She's her own power. She is her own power.
Yeah. All right.
Fennir kind of comes up too and says a little more, and from someone who's been able to travel all over, sometimes things have to get messy before they get better. And so maybe it's time to get a little messy. But then it'll be better afterwards.
Tabby throws some eggs onto the floors and yells, "Messy!" and throws anything in the kitchen out of the door.
Fennir, do you think that we might be able to enlist your services? I don't know if you've noticed, but we're not the most subtle of groups. And it seems like you have some skills that would be beneficial to us if we're really going to try and continue to overthrow a whole system.
Well, I can't say I've ever overthrown a whole system. However, I don't have any more mail to deliver for right now. You may have to stop my management, or maybe I can go send a letter. I just have to let them know that I might take a little bit of time off. I've never done that before. Is this what they call a vacation?
No.
Yeah.
This is what some would call a vacation, as someone
No.
who worked most of their
I'm
life.
so excited. I've never taken one of those before.
I never said it was a good vacation, Verity.
I've never worked a day in my life, and more food comes out of the kitchen.
I feel like Fennir has never taken a day off work, and thus is like got so much sick time.
Never. She whenever she's sick, she eats a good berry, and she's all good to go.
But this is not like you get time off as part of gnomes because it's not America. It's part of the gnomish.
No, Fennir
Delivery service.
never rests until her duty is done, which is almost.
We're coming
never
for you.
done.
I'm
Coming
kidding.
for you.
It's not your fault, America. It's not your fault.
I am the postal service.
I mean, it
here.
kind of is.
Poor Ian. Poor sweet Ian.
Yeah.
I've worked every fucking day since Corona started. Thanks, U.S. Postal Service.
I'm the opposite. I had to take time off because, travel industry is not thriving right now. Anyway, that sounds like a great vacation idea. It'd be amazing. That sounds like a great plan.
This would be a good first vacation, because from experience, I know it's very hard to just take a vacation after working your whole life. So this is a good transition.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so this isn't a vacation?
This is a transition vacation.
Oh, I've never heard of those.
Yeah, when you're workaholic, you kind of need one. It's hard to just drop everything.
These are the transition lenses towards your sunglass look.
You can't just jump straight into relaxation if you've been going 100 miles a minute. You've got to ease yourself into it with a rebellion.
Wow, that sounds like a great time. Sure. I got plenty of things that I can do because I'm great at tasks and I can get them done really well. And if you need anywhere to go, you just let me know because I can get you anywhere.
I love your enthusiasm. Thank you. I needed this.
Just in rebellion. I was just in a rebellion. I was just in one.
Tabby, did you storm out when our son was talking because you're still mad at him?
A little bit, and I've made some realizations at this point. So he's just in the kitchen trying to get himself back into zone.
Okay. All right. So our son says, "So we're doing it then. We'll leave. We'll go out, and we'll try to find where he went."
Looks like it.
Awesome.
I think before we do that, we have some things we have to discuss within ourselves. But yes,
I've never talked to myself. I mean, I guess I talk to myself out in the woods sometimes when I don't have a lot of people around. But then I usually find animals, but I've never talked with myself. How do you do that?
I can't imagine you not talking. we're not the best at communicating our feelings and emotions in this group, so we'll learn. Maybe that's one of the tasks you can help us with.
Yeah, you
Maybe
guys
I'll
have a
take
lot of
notes.
learning
I'll
to
just
do.
take notes. I'm really good at taking notes.
Okay.
I think this is going to be good.
So Kirita, who's still a little teary at the fact that she doesn't have to leave, comes over and begins to hug you all in turn. She whispers her thanks and promises that if there's anything she can ever do, she'll be happy to do so. Delora just shakes your hand. She's a little bit more distant. And Brasa just kind of nods. Najer is clearly a little bit overcome by the amount of people. He has not been around people in 5 years to this degree. So he just kind of like shyly nods behind his slightly older sister. And the four of them head back to Kirita's house to discuss what is next for them and their people.
Nature, wait!
Yeah?
And I walk out with a fucking handle of whatever the fuck I grab, and I hand it to him. It's like, it's been a while, I'm sure. Here you go.
Would you give him?
I just gave
Alcohol.
him a handle of something. I wish I had a table of alcohols to roll.
What's in the bucket? What's in the
What's in
bucket?
the bucket?
What's
Oh my
in
God,
the
hurry
bucket
up,
of
get
the
out
week?
of
What's in the
Bucket
bucket?
of the week. Bucket of the
Berries.
week.
But like, if you get a glass of wine, and I mean, I do have lots of them, and you take berries or like something sweeter, and you stick it into the wine and drink it.
That's what
I've
Elly
heard
did
it
with
tastes okay.
jam.
She's the one who told me about it before I left.
You should have seen the drink I made for that fucking human guy up there. Oh my God.
Oh my God! Elly made you a strawberry
jam and tonic?
a jam and
Jam and
tonic.
tonic.
before
Oh
you
my
left.
God.
Oh no, she
Jam and
told me
tonic.
about it. I didn't have any time because I had to deliver the letter. You know, duty comes first.
So
But I
Elly,
hear it's good.
I'm
She told
sure-
me it was very, very delicious.
I'm sure we could have a jam and tonic before we leave.
I feel like when we do our first after darkness show, we should all have jam and tonics.
Oh my goodness.
I cannot, but I will watch you guys from afar.
You
I'll
can
eat this
have
toast
you can
full
have a
from it.
virgin jam and
I
tonic.
can have a
It's-
We can
virgin
have-
jam.
It's just tonic. It's just tonic water with jelly smeared in it.
I
Or
will,
if you
I
had
will
a
join
real
you
one, like
for
we
the-
won't tell the U.S. government. Like we'll keep your
Yeah.
secret.
See,
I'm-
like it's on the internet, and I don't want to get kicked out of uni, so
I'm going to make, please hold me to this, but I'm going to design both a jam and tonic mocktail and a jam and tonic. And I'm thinking, you know how you salt the rim? I think we jam the rim of the
Jam
glass.
He takes the bucket and says, "Is this just for me, or do I
It doesn't
share it?"
fucking matter. You can do whatever you want with that. I'd drink it myself, probably. I mean, by myself. But
Okay.
it's chilled. Pop it open, have a drink, go live.
Thanks, Taabi.
Of course.
And he like takes the bucket and it's like he's like walking sideways because it's so heavy.
Can't believe we gave him our bucket.
It's okay, you'll find another bucket.
New one spawns
buckets are
every day.
plentiful.
All right, so you guys are in the inn. What's your next plan for trying to go after Cade? You guys can head right out, or you can deal with some of the various infighting going on.
I'm gonna. Is Arsen still on the stairs?
He's like slowly kind of stepped down to the main room, but he's a little bit on the outside. Verity's holding his hand, being all supportive.
I'll be the first to jump out, and the only that really needs to apologize, Falcon.
Lenore does laugh.
I said it with a smirk, like I'm kind of right now. So, I'm sure that you're aware that. How old is he, by the way? I don't know.
Arsen?
Yeah.
He is about 23.
Oh, he's younger than Brillia.
Yeah,
Little.
yeah. He
Poor little baby.
Atlas, who is the new emperor, is 28.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that you have at least heard that my people have been hunted vigorously for our pelts and for our tails, our bones, anything. Even our nails are commodities with big families and wealthy powers. Your father, I'm sure there was a few military generals there, but This shirt I'm wearing right now was not your father's, my dad's, who was killed for his skin. And everyone here who was in that weird dream thing that we had fucking saw the what happened after. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, I have pent up anger. I'm sorry. You have no relation, and I appreciate you trying to wipe the bad name of humans, of Carrotcake, and all those negative things off you and the humans' palate.
I appreciate you trying to give me an out, but even if I wasn't the one to do those things, I benefited from growing up in a kingdom where I did. My parents had slaves. My parents tortured people and destroyed civilizations, and the reason I got to grow up in luxury and using fancy oils and having all the fancy equipment I could ever want is because of that. And
all those oils, oh my god. Kuatoa oil is so incredibly hard to get, even if they're dead. I've heard about that. It's I was a sailor for a year or two back in back when you were probably like maybe 5 or 10 or something. But I understand that you're making a big effort, and I'm gonna pour you this drink. He goes under the counter. He's like, "There's nothing under here. Oh my god, drinks can wait."
I feel like under the counter in the dwarven bar is very hard for Taabi to get under.
Yeah, he's like.
Do you want some help with that? You know, I can get to very small places.
Tiny. Ha!
I have a duty to do. Fennir helps get whatever alcohol Taabi needs.
Grab bottles, fill with anything down there. I'm going to get some big cups from up here because I don't need to bend over or bend my arms to get them.
You are surprised by exactly how fast Fennir grabs every bottle and puts it on top of the bar.
The top of the bar just looks like a fucking mountain of cups and a mountain of drinks. We're both just like, ah.
She pops out, duty complete, sir.
I don't have any idea of what else to say besides good work, cadet.
At ease.
At ease.
At ease, partner.
Yeah, anybody, I guess, Brillia and Lenore, both of you probably overheard bits of that conversation, but if either of you want to say anything specifically to our son, you know.
How are you feeling?
Pretty much how I always do. Like I'm shit, because I am.
No, you're not.
Arsen, if you're shit,
I will forever challenge you on that.
Then you are the most regular, fibrous, perfectly formed, easy, no white poo I've ever seen. I've also been drinking in the kitchen during the big thing.
Aw, Arsen, fibrous poop.
Ghost poop.
Ghost wiper. Falcon, known for his ghost wipes.
Oh, that's gotta be canon now. That's upsetting. It goes along with the fact that he loves horseback riding and is afraid of heights. Always has clean.
How could you be named Falcon and be afraid of heights?
It was optimistic.
We have work to do.
We really need to try and workshop that nickname, Arsen.
We need to workshop your disguise. Are you planning on not being disguised anymore?
Well,
what is your plan?
I think it's pretty clear that me hiding who I am as I go through is not a good idea. Okay. There's going to be other people who know who I am. And if they want to try to kill me, they probably have a right to do so. I just hope they'll hear me out.
Arsen, how do you feel about being a champion of the rebellion?
What?
Publicly announcing your intentions.
You mean beyond my intentions to marry Verity? Because technically I'm supposed to still be there.
when we go into towns like this and we speak to royalty who are obviously on our side, I mean, don't go to Caraquette and be like, hey, I'm going to kill you all. But do you think that it could be beneficial for you to announce yourself to like-minded individuals and let them know what our intentions are? Lying hasn't helped.
Rebelling against Caraquette.
Well, Caraquette's a bit of a mess at the moment, isn't it?
We could.
Yes, that would be an understatement.
Well,
that's not Caraquette's fault.
We could say that we're still Atlas's champions. That the reason he's covering for us is because we're trying to right wrongs. Of course, that means everything we do will reflect back on him.
We're not supposed to be out here, okay?
Well,
right?
we're going to find out sooner or later if that letter is true.
They'll find it out sooner, and it will support the fact that Caraquette lies if they find us out here before we're back in Caraquette.
Aren't you supposed to be dead?
Yes, that's besides the point.
Yeah, what was with that?
I think Andrea's plan is to make it seem like Arsen or Atlas set me up with someone who looks like Verity. And it seems like they're still playing that she's dead. Even though Andrea absolutely knows that that's a lie.
And in this moment, I'm happy I was not born a noble. Okay.
I'm confused. Who the fuck is Ryan still?
Ryan is what my brother called Verity when she was his property.
Where did that come from?
Is it
the name or the purchase?
Well, I mean, the purchase, I'm sure, is just from shitty parents doing shitty things. But the name Ryan's just different. I've never met anyone named Ryan before.
Oh, one of my middle names is Orion, and Atlas got it wrong. I just didn't correct him.
He's actually laughing too.
Like, of course he did.
It sounds like typical human stuff. So I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, we do have to decide how our son is going to move forward with this. Is he going to announce who he is and his title? This needs to be a decision that's cemented.
Personally, I like him a lot more as Arsen, the hero, who is willing to fight for the people that deserve justice, than I do the Falcon. That's just me.
Falcon, Hero of Justice, is a very good name.
That is pretty good. Falcon, Hero of Justice.
We can drop the Falcon thing. I was, I started passing letters when I was like 20.
I think it's sick.
That wasn't very long ago. It still sticks.
Well, I mean, that was like a fifth of my life, so it feels like it was a long time ago.
You're so young. Anyway, doesn't this situation kind of require Arsen to make that decision?
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
Well, what if we try to see where my father went? I mean, if he went further north, then maybe we won't even see anyone where it'll be an issue. I mean, if he's still hanging out near the capital, then we might have some trouble.
Okay.
I mean,
if we get anywhere near places you can't or shouldn't be seen, I can make it very hard for you to be tracked.
Fennir, you need to do tutoring services, because I am very impressed and would love to learn how you do this.
Well, I've never been a teacher, but I can certainly try.
Well, Fennir, you said you can find anybody, right?
Absolutely. Just give me a name and a general area and I can find them.
Do you think you could try to find my dad?
I think it's very possible. I mean, we don't really know where he is now, but do you have a general idea of where he might be? Land area, plane? I mean, is he even on this plane?
Oh. He might not be, actually.
Well, never fear, we can do that too. I happen to be a deliverer of many planes.
I'm sorry?
Why, yes, that's actually my specialty. That's why I was hired with the GMD, is that I can travel to the Feywild very quickly. The material plane is somewhere I'm very familiar with.
Just the Feywild, or can you travel to other places? Other
yes, I
planes?
can travel to other places. It's just a little harder. I'm just more familiar with the Feywild. I spent a couple of years there training, so I can track and I can keep my directions very well in the Feywild. If I go out, maybe not so much, but I can still track someone down, and I have, and I can do it again. You'd be surprised how many people in the material plane try to hide when they have a letter coming.
You've been served in the Feywild.
What other planes have you been to? Where?
Well, those are the only 2 planes I've been to thus far. I mean, I kind of lose track here and there. But I mean, if you give me a moment, I could probably try and recall something. But speaking of, you kind of look, you feel familiar. I wouldn't say you look familiar, but you feel familiar. You aren't familiar with familiars. No, you wouldn't be familiar with other planes now, would you?
I wouldn't say I'm from here.
Well, I'm not from here either. I mean, not a dwarven city underground, but that's okay.
How do you travel? How do you do it? I mean, I've been trying. How?
Well, you see, part of my childhood, I'll try not to get into the long part of the story, but I happen to have an amulet that was given to me that makes it easier to travel between the planes. It's not a perfect science, but I can get there.
Yes, I would very much like for you to travel with us.
It'll be my duty and honor.
I think we should take a beat. We should maybe have a rest, and then we can work out where the hell we're going and how we're going to do it.
Agreed.
Okay. So, you guys will all stay the night here then? Enjoy a modest amount of drinks?
This is morning, so.
Well, chatting more about Fennir's ability to travel between planes. I feel like Brillia and Koss are getting a little cuddly since Koss finally kind of feels like there's some kind of redemption for what happened with Hillgaurd, now that, they've at least helped rebuild the family a bit. And I'm going to guess Verity and Arsen are upstairs banging it out. Loudly distracting everyone from their drinking.
No,
7, 8
eventually. But not at the beginning.
I need to clean up before this place opens back up. So, I mean, I threw a lot of food down here. I'm sorry, it's kind of...
we might need to give him a bigger tip. We're going through a lot of alcohol.
Ooh, I've got berries. They're really good. Do you want these? Hands them over to Taabi.
Trade. I grab a handful of berries from my bag, and I think these are wild...
Okay, here you go.
Those are called blue raspberries. I've never seen them grow anywhere. I just saw them and they took them.
Those are called good berries. They'll make you really warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Like a good cognac.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So let's say you guys, you spend your night, you get some sleep in, you say goodbye to the family who still seems a little tense, but who are seemingly trying to rebuild. And are you guys going to take your cart with you? Or are you going to load up your bag of holding with all the loot?
We should take the cart just so we can have it just for
you guys also burned a lot of carts.
Oh.
I didn't do anything.
I also happen to have a bag of holding. That's how we keep all my letters and packages.
I gotta get new eggs. I keep forgetting I have eggs in here that keep going bad. And I take out all these eggs. I was gonna cook with them, but they smell bad.
Taabi.
I go outside and throw them out.
Someone needs to get Taabi a bath.
Don't you have that thing where you can make them not smell?
Prestidigitation on Taabi,
Yes.
I prestidigitate myself to smell like vanilla.
Oh, that's nice. That's
I
nice.
come back in. Do not go out there.
All right.
It's like eggs.
Oh, Taabi.
Any last things you guys do before you leave the caves? Get some food, get some supplies, but anything,
I think that Lenore is going to be a little bit more reserved than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of spend a lot of time examining these coins that she has and do a lot of looking inside and a lot of prayer.
Okay. Does anybody want to talk to Lenore about that, or just kind of let her mutter to herself at the back of the line?
I think Verity can go first, and then Brillia probably wants to have a conversation too.
Okay. Oh, you can go. You can go.
Oh, okay. Together? Okay, good.
You go. Teamwork it.
Teamwork it? Lenore.
Sure. Yes.
You seem to have a lot on your mind since Fennir came.
I guess it's just when you devote your whole life to, I don't know, it's not what you expect it should be, I guess.
What do you mean by
challenging?
Expect?
I'm a bit different, right? Like I'm not.
Yes.
This is not home to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying for a while to earn my place to return home and to I guess try and kind of seek some, not redemption, but be pious enough and to serve my queen enough that I can go home. My perspective is changing a little, I guess.
Well, it sounds like you and Verity are in a very similar boat.
There is a lot of opportunities, I think. There is a lot of opportunities available to us with this new friendship. And that is exciting, but it's hard to not feel let down.
Well,
I guess.
I am a woman of faith in the sense that I believe in higher beings, obviously, and I work with some. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe it's not, your job isn't quite done here yet? Not that
I appreciate that.
Not that you need to do more to earn your place back, but you have some good that needs to be shared here first.
I'm excited, but I'm also I don't know how to feel, I guess, is what I'm you work your whole life for something and it's a lot to try and work out what happens when those opportunities are in front of you. And especially if they don't present themselves the way you thought they would.
Well, I find that life tends to do that a lot.
You are very wise, Brillia.
Thank you, but you are also very wise. Just so you
I know.
Give yourself some credit. Good.
I keep telling everyone. I appreciate your counsel and I think I need to spend some time speaking to my queen.
Of course. Well, I'm here if
she
you need
doesn't
me.
Present herself quite as willingly as those who speak to you.
I will say that the way they present is quite interesting. And I would say a lot of it is gut instinct and knowing what they're trying to say. And in order for you to do that, you need to trust yourself a bit.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Of course. I'm going to give Lenore a hug.
Lenore's kind of like, doesn't really know what to do with physical contact, but is...
Aw, buddies.
Yes.
If we're making our way out...
yeah, I thought.
Making our way downtown.
I'm gonna clear up the cart that we have because I don't care about those other carts. That's wood. They can get more. I firmly like sit Ariana in the back of it and like I think we have some sticks, and I give her some really like even sticks. Like if you want to learn how to play drums, just have to hit stuff. Go. And I looked at everyone. We should get on a go.
Cool. All right. Fennir, when you guys head outside, it is now your job to try to track Emperor Cade. Is there anything that you want to request of the party that might help this be easier, rather?
I don't think so. I think she'll kind of address those as they come up because she's not used to traveling with the party. However, this is the first time once they reach light that you realize that Fennir doesn't look like a normal gnome. At this point in time, she actually has like red auburn yellow hair. She's also wearing what looks kind of like a uniform, but it's high collared, but has a little opening in the top. It's different colors of blue and purple and teal and yellow all over. So it's a very strange compilation of colors, but her skin is also kind of almost a red at this point in time. It doesn't seem like she's clearly a gnome. She's short. She has gnome features, but her hair and skin don't look like your stereotypical gnome.
How do you do that?
Do what? I'm sorry. Track? I'd be more than happy to teach you to track.
Have you guys?
I don't know what this is. Is that cat for clawing? I don't claw.
I mean, I'm not the itchy right now, so I'm not any scratch.
Oh.
No, about the. Has anyone else I've never seen a gnome that was so vibrant.
Oh, you're talking about like
the this.
Oh, the face and the hair and.
Yeah.
Well, what happens when you stay in the Feywild for a couple of years, things just happen. This isn't the only color that I appear as either. My skin and my hair change colors with the season. It's kind of cool. It always stays trendy and fashionable without me.
It's quite beautiful.
What is it? The Eladrin that are kind of like that? I think that's. I don't know.
I was told it was some weird side effect from going to and from the Feywild and then staying in the Feywild for a couple of years and then coming back. And it's okay. I kind of like it. But it happens if I do the cool thing. Is if I travel to another place real fast. If I travel to another place real fast, there's things that happen and it happens to me.
Yeah.
And they have a different season. At dawn, I change colors. It's so cool. It's kind of like a mood ring, but with the seasons.
I want to do that. That'd be so cool. Could you imagine just all my rosettes on my body just going, wow? It'd look like, I don't know why the word gaming PC is coming into my head, but that's what's popping into my head.
I don't know what that is, but that's okay.
That's okay.
I couldn't tell you.
So don't be worried if I happen to change colors sometimes one morning. I promise it's still me. I'm not always the same color.
You're very recognizable in your demeanor, so I don't think that'll be an issue.
I take that as a compliment.
It is.
Okay, so you guys head out of the cave system and out into the morning. You've actually timed it properly to be kind of on your way at a good time. And I'm going to say that Ariana would do this, but Ariana offers Fennir the spell book that she has been using, which was formerly Cade's, as a way to try to help track him. So if you want to try to track where Cade went, you can do so with advantage.
I'd also like to, if we're preparing to get ready to track him, I'd like to say a prayer to the Raven Queen to give guidance to Fennir.
20? 20?
Plus a d4.
So the first dice is a natural 1.
Hell
The
yeah.
second dice is a natural 20.
Polar.
That's exactly what this year is, just back and forth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember we
Would
thought
it be
2020 would be great because it was the 2 natural crit year?
Oh
Sounds
dear.
good, honey.
And what was survival check, I assume?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So that'd be a 27 total.
Cool.
You add your D4 from Lenore?
Yeah, I only rolled a 1.
Um,
You know, 1s and 20s, apparently that's all I can do.
Hey, that's all right. Works out in this case.
Right?
You head outside, and immediately you find yourself drawn in a direction, but it's not as far away as you think. Like, probably it's only a couple hours from here where you can feel Cade.
All right, so I have good and I have bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Yes. Bad news.
Bad news. You know what? It's probably better you hear the good news first. All right. Sorry for asking. I just wanted to give an option. I'm not used to traveling with people. So the good news, I know where he is. We can track him. Absolutely. The bad news is I don't know if you're all prepared, but he's probably only a couple hours away.
Oh, well, that's alarmingly
I mean, if you want to
convenient.
call it bad news, it might be great news. I don't know.
I
That's
will
not good
strike him
news.
down.
So we can take our time if you want, or we could go straight there.
Verity, you've dealt with him before. How powerful is he? I've heard stories, but
In the time that we haven't seen him, so that particular fight, he was mostly powering up Penelope. He fought on his own, but he was mostly imbuing her with power. But he takes magic from creatures that have magic for himself. Objects or amulets that he can release. It's how the humans.
Is it like, would you call it a magic trick?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No. They take.
My father has killed someone with power, he'll have that power.
And it's been a month.
Caraquette has been stealing the power from all these people. It's more than just conquering. They're stealing their innate abilities.
Some of the more noble houses, yes.
This is why my father's a bigger threat than my mother. My mother might have gone and conquered areas, but my father is stealing people's souls, Arsen says. He's a bigger threat than she ever was.
And we're going to go fight him? Just start a rebellion?
Right? No. We're going to scale it back.
I'm gonna skin that man.
Yes, I know we would like.
I'm quite good at stealing people's souls too.
Not like this. This is
Oh
not.
no, I just mean that if he has, I also wouldn't class it as stealing their souls. I can help guide souls to a better place. So if we are able to defeat him, maybe I can help free the souls of the people he's captured.
Yes, that's what needs to be done. I'm sorry, I'm just coming to the realization what was meant when I was told that I'd have to get rid of some people.
It could be insurmountable power that he's amassed. We don't know that, and with most of us being civil.
So what do you suggest? The longer we wait, the more power he can amass, and
if he kills us all, then he just steals all of our magic and continues on as well.
Exactly, but how are we gonna grow?
I mean,
Because obviously we can't grow the way he has. And we have our own ways of growing, but
I think we have
That
time. I think we have time on our side.
So is Taabi the only, or is Taabi magical?
Yes, I'm magical.
everybody
we all are.
here
Arsen.
Fuck.
except our son.
Well,
I can cast spells, but I'm also really good with my weapons.
I mean, Fennir is probably actually even more something he would want, since, you know, having the ability to go to the Feywild directly is probably pretty useful when you're trying to collect magical creatures.
I mean, I don't have to tell him that, right?
He will, no, we shouldn't bring Fennir to him.
I'm also going to
Fennir,
point out that
I
his,
feel like
Kate's spellbook was actually a spellbook that belonged to Vecna and had a tongue stuck on the front, so he's not a great dude.
you are stunning. You are an amazing looking gnome. You also do. It does read, "Hi, I'm magic."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't argue with that. You said we need to train, right?
Mm.
Well, are you aware that in the material plane, that time passes much differently than it does here on this plane? We could theoretically go to the Feywild and I could train you there, or maybe show you some things, and we could come back about the same time and be stronger, but he wouldn't have gotten much stronger than he is right now.
So are we going to hyperbolic chamber this?
Kakarot.
sorry, I know we just met, but what if we use you as bait until we get to somewhere where we have allies? If he's tracking you and you're tracking how close he is to you until we get to Elly and Leanne and...
I mean, I technically could.
But just close enough that he might follow you into somewhere where we have more people than this. And if you can track him, you will know how close he is to us. And all we have to do is get to outside of Caraquette to Elly and Leanne and the rest of the rebels. And
do you think we're ready? I think...
Us? No.
Yes. So
us plus Elly plus Leanne plus the rebels?
The worst that happens is we lose like a minute here on this plane.
What about
or 47 years, but we don't have to talk about that.
What?
What?
Is the shadow?
Nope, not with me. It won't happen with me, I promise. But needless to say, once you lose time, you can't really get it back. But that's what my training was for 2 years, so that I could master the elements, or I guess the switching between planes. So with anyone else, it might be difficult. But with me, I can guarantee that we can get back here at the same time. Maybe not the same location, but the same time.
Have you been to the Shadowfell before?
Once or twice.
So
not for very long. It kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies, but, you know. Although, I could see you probably would. Creepy ladies with creepy places might be a good fit.
She's really not that creepy. It's just
It really isn't. I don't...
No, it's just like a creepy vibe, or like a fashion.
What did I think the chat said earlier? It's like goth mom and like
pastel mom.
And pastel mom.
Pastel mom.
Yep.
Verity seems very unsure.
Are you worried about leaving Elly? Because she might not even know we're gone.
That doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. That there's chaos happening in a city and you want to go off to the Feywild for fun.
Not for fun.
So
that we can help fun. So we can help stop the chaos. If we go there now, we're going to be ill prepared. Time doesn't move the same way it does here. They won't suffer more because we go. We will just be better prepared to help them when we come back. Why don't we travel now? Let's take some time. We can travel in the right direction. I mean, we're going to appear in the Feywild where we're going to appear anyway. We may as well start making the journey towards finding your father, Arsen, and that gives us time to reflect on what we're going to do and how we're going to approach the situation. If we start traveling the 4 hours and we make a camp outside of where we think he is, then we can give everyone some time to think about what our best situation is.
So yeah, you guys managed to make a whole hour's journey before you're getting to that area where you're not sure if Cade would be able to sense you. So you're staying on the furthest edge of any spell range that you think he could possibly have. And you set up a camp there. It's like 10 in the morning, and there's just this awkward tension in the air of like, well, now what do we do?
I have a flute.
Well, they're thinking Fennir's going to take her silver wire out of her bag of holding as well as a tiny little bell, and she's going to work for like 15 to 20 minutes and just do kind of a perimeter around their camp, and she uses the spell Alarm.
Okay.
And Lenore is going to build one hell of a nest.
Yeah, Tabby's literally reclined on the back of the cart, like legs kicked up, playing flute.
It's very peaceful, weirdly, but there's also this sense of like everybody's waiting for something. It's like the moment before a fight, right? There's something in the air, but everyone's just kind of waiting.
A fight no one wants. Maybe Cade does. Oh no, flute going on.
I would like to have a conversation with Koss if I can.
Yep.
We're getting into a lot. How are you feeling about this?
I mean, this is what it is to be an adventurer, right? Isn't this what you always imagined?
I guess, but not as soon as I started, I guess. I also realize I haven't quite told you everything that I've agreed to.
I mean, you made a bargain with something.
Yeah, I did.
So what does it want from you?
Well, it wants me to spread positivity and justice and be ready to do that on anyone on this being's list of people that are being horrible in this world.
So that doesn't sound like a terrible deal, but you're saying that your god wants you to deal with this guy.
I don't know. I don't know.
She wraps her arms around you.
My instinct is telling me that he needs to be dealt with. I'm not sure. I haven't killed before. I don't know if I have that in me. I don't know. I don't know if killing fixes anything.
Babe, hey, calm down. She strokes your horns gently and says, you don't have to kill anybody, okay? We can find a way to stop them, and there's plenty of us who can do it if you have to, right? If you don't want to.
It's not that I don't want to, I'm not sure if I'm ready to, and I recognize that may be the right thing to do, though.
If it was easy to kill people, then you shouldn't be doing it.
I also feel like I need to be ready for the possibility of me being the one to do it. Because what am I going to do? Just leave him there breathing while everyone else watches? I need to make sure I'm strong enough to do this for everyone that's dealt with the injustices that Caraquette has placed on all of us, and I'm not sure. I wasn't expecting on leaving the house and suddenly making a decision that would affect the world at large.
Leah, you're the strongest person I know, okay? And we're in this together, right?
Thankfully, yes.
She kisses your forehead. This is why I love you, you know?
I love you too. Thank you for listening and being with me.
feel like you guys lay under the, like, on the back of the cart, like, looking up through the leaves and the light shimmering through.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
The flute's a good touch.
Yeah. nice, gentle, relaxing Lord of the Rings style flute music playing, echoing through this beautiful forest and this safe space that Fennir has set up that you know is protected. And after being underground, it feels real nice to have some fresh air.
And the sunlight. Oh my goodness.
Sunlight. Yes.
Beating down on the skin.
All right. Let's leave it there. If you didn't hear at the beginning of the episode, some new and exciting things are happening for us. So as of next week, we're going to be partnering with Level Up Dice, and as so, they are going to be hosting our game, which means you can watch it on their channel or here on Darkness and Dragons. And after the episode, we're going to be hosting an after show called After Darkness. So if you want to talk to us about all of the chaos, if you want to ask questions, it's full on just us talking to fans and answering questions and hanging out. It will be very fun. There will be virgin Elly drinks. And our longtime fan Gabby will be helping us with hosting us and trying to keep us in some kind of order while I take a break.
Yes. Thank you, Gabby, as well.
Yes,
Well-deserved
Gabby.
break, yeah.
So stay tuned. Obviously, starting next week, you'll be able to hang out more with us. And we're really looking forward to that. So check it out on Level Up Dice's channel. And of course, everything is posted both in the image, if you're watching this live, or on the YouTube, or in the comments otherwise. So that's it for today. As always, thank you for tuning in. You can join our community by following us on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to find more of me online, I'm at the Feminist Gamer, at Feminist Gamer on Instagram, and I'm a regular on the XP Billionaires podcast, so you can check that out. Laura, where can people find more of you?
At Dark Moon Dice on everything.
Okay, Luna.
On Instagram at Luna_moon_C.
Hannah.
You can find me on Instagram at hannah.allier, or if you're looking for some Dungeons and Dragons leather dice bags, you can look up on Instagram at Bags of Holding.
Ooh. Brie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Fortune Favors, and also along with a bunch of Level Up Dice stuff.
And Ian.
Bing Bong, Instagram, Twitch, I am at Shrycool. Twitter, I am at Ian Paraskis, first last name.
Awesome. As always, our amazing character art is done by Magic Art Book, and our maps are by 2 Minute Tabletop, so please check them both out. Thank you guys for joining us for this game, and we can't wait to talk to you more next week. Have a great night.
Bye!
Bye.